you would say to yourself, okay, we failed, we need to try something else. Or let's see what's the reason that we failed. I mean,
okay, well, what about like someone who's like, he's okay with failing, but he's not okay with losing money, because he's doing all these jobs, that are very stressful. Maybe you don't like your boss, maybe you don't like your timing, maybe, people around you are negative, they're not as positive. So you're in this job and you don't like it, and then you're trying this stuff out, and then you're losing all your money. So you're losing money, you're losing your time, and that stresses you, right? Losing money is very stressful, and losing time is also very stressful.
Yeah, that's true, man. So, if no one loves losing money, okay? So, you have to do two things. At first, to change your perspective on money, on spending on money, and I will tell you what. If you say that today we spend $50 on ads and nothing worked, you just spent $50 on ads. But if you say that, okay, today we invested $50 on Facebook and we got some awareness, we bought some data from Facebook, we warmed up a bit the pixel, we just got 10 people more into our website, which is going to be a potential customer in 1 week. You know what I mean? If you start looking at this thing that way, I mean, of course, even if you are profitable and you are losing from your profits, it's not good. I mean, it doesn't feel good losing money on any way or at any means. But you need to change the perspective of money. Or if you are not willing to spend money, you need to be willing to do the manual work, which is DMing more people, engage with more people manually, go and just give an essential message, or just go and man, if you don't want to spend money to advertise and get more exposure, you need to expose yourself by yourself. So you go and like 400 posts in 3 hours. You go and comment to 500 people. You know what I mean? If you don't want to spend like $10 to reach that 500 people, you have to do it by yourself. So you either get comfortable with it, but I'm not telling it because I have money or stuff. I'm telling you I had zero money. And I knew that I need to put every single euro of the money that I'm getting into my business because I knew it was worth more than getting that drink. You know what I mean? Okay, of course, I know that we need to survive as people. We need to have like the essentials and stuff. But if you are committed and you want to do something to work, you are going to find something. You are going to find a job like that pays for the basic stuff and all of pays you for you living. Then you will not buy anything for yourself. You will just stay with the food that you need to survive and junk food and everything. And you just put every money on your business. You know what I mean? And you are being patient because you are building and you are building something that can work in 1 year or something like that.
Awesome, man. So I want to ask, you did a trip to New York.
Yeah.
And you were in New York downtown, and you said that this place is a paradise for marketers.
Sorry, this place?
So in New York City, you said this place is for marketers. It's a paradise for marketers. Yes. Why did you say that?
I can't even express the feeling of stepping out the Uber in New Times Square. Man, I can't. It was. I'm born in a small village with 800 people living in that village. When I born in that small village, and never ever in my life, I've been traveling a lot. I have been in Dubai. I have been in the whole Europe and everything. Never ever in my life, I've never felt so humble and so small. You know what I mean? So tiny. When I stepped out the Uber and I got all this marketing, all those huge screens. Like all these Coca-Cola, Spotify, YouTube, and all, man, huge screens. Like it's above you, like it's a cocoon of screens. Your eye doesn't like it. Man, I literally, when me and my brother stepped out the Uber, we cried there. And I mean that. We literally stood there shocked for 5 minutes and literally cried. Because it was the most intense marketing experience we ever, man, we've spent 1 million on advertising and we've never experienced something like that. And people in the United States have that in their whole lives every day. And the marketeers from the United States, I cannot when I saw all that creativity, my mind was like, boom, like, what is that, man? How can marketeers from New York and Manhattan, how can they not be inspired from all that? Man, it was crazy. Man, if you go in have you been in New York?
I have.
Man, you know what it feels to step out in New Square, like it's Times Square. It's whoa, like whoa.
So,
I mean, it sounds normal to you, but it's not that normal.
so I can see, you said you're in a village of only 800 people. You guys didn't have a lot. You started from a very humble background. You said you didn't have a lot of money. You weren't doing very well in school. How do your parents feel now that you are able to generate $1 million through one funnel? What was your reaction of your parents?
So actually, I'm lucky enough because my parents were like really good people. Like, and I mean that they grew up really humbly as well, with difficulties and stuff. They have been through serious stuff. And it's really important for me that they do not parented me the way that they have been parented. For example, my mother was away from their parents like for many, many years. Her mother, like, she lost her mother, she just got away, she divorced. My mother was studying in Greece, her father was in Germany, she was all alone. My father was working from a really young age and stuff like that. And they all the love that they lost in their lives, that it was missing from them, all of the love that it was missing from their childhood, they just put it all into us, man. Like, we grew up, and I'm so lucky that I grew up like in a really lovely, like, I felt the love. And even though they were trying to, my mother, as I said, to put some roadblocks, she was doing that with good intentions. She didn't want me to be like sad or to be disappointed in my life, or to, you know what I mean? So now they are proud, of course. I cannot say that they are the reason that I succeed, because as I said, my mother was, if I listen to my mother, like one of the 7 times that she was about to tell me make a really critical decision, if one of those 7 times I listened to her, I would be totally, I can't say, I would be maybe I just did something really best, but as long as I'm happy right now and I feel good with myself, I think it's the right thing to choose. But I believe, or not I believe, I can see in their face that they feel proud, they feel calm, because it's not about the money. It's that they see that we have good intentions, that we will never get this money out of someone else. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? This is like the foundations for them.
So how does it feel now? Like, your parents are happy, you're in a really good place. How does it feel now that you have access to other people who are millionaires, other people who are making, millions online, or, contributing to society, helping out? How does it feel to be in their circle and be around them now?
Man, to be honest, I have met millionaires that are way more, that are really dumb. I have met people that I don't believe that they deserve millions and stuff, but one way or another they did that. But to be honest, it feels nice to have access in all those places, because you can only learn. Because if you are in the room, if you are the richest or the smartest guy in the room, you are probably in the wrong room, and you know that, because there is no room for you to learn something else. So you are just compressing yourself more and more and more. So it's something that, to be honest, everyone can have access to those things. There is no like any really special inner circle that I got into, even in the ClickFunnels. Even though I met, the millionaires and stuff like that, you could meet them either way. Like, it's not something for me. If you meet me in person, I'm the most humble person you may know. Like, you would never say that I made some money. You know what I mean? But you would see some guys that they haven't made any money in themselves, in their lives, like, they're like coach and stuff. But it's good, of course, to have access to those millionaires and having access to the knowledge and everything. But I believe that the internet is a place that have a lot of value, way more value that those people can individually give, like, So I don't want from people to have that goal, that it's something really, it is special, of course, but there are really other things that's really important, like how you make those money. It's really more important for me on other than making it. You know what I mean? You can make 1 million by selling, dick pills, or you can make 1 million by like providing bad solutions or scamming people. But you know what I mean? Okay, of course I'm not. But for me, it's more important for you to do stuff that you love, and money will follow for real.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying. Just to provide value and sell that and use that, to grow a business. I want to ask you now. You were mentioning a point. You said that people seek validation from the outside when you should be seeking validation from the inside. How can someone do that?
Man, this also comes back to people valuing other people's opinions so much. So we care so much what other people say about us. We care so much what like our friends are going to say. We care so much even what the random guys are going to say about us. You know what I mean? You are getting outside, and if you get rejected from someone, for example, if you get rejected from a woman, you just turn to yourself and you're just getting, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, beautiful enough. And that means that you were looking validation from that girl and not from yourself. You know yourself if you are smart enough or good enough. And if you are not beautiful enough, like understand that, and like do not try to pretend that you're beautiful enough. I mean, like self-awareness. So this comes back to self-awareness. When you seek validation from the outside, you are not self-aware at all. You know what I mean? So this comes back to the value other people's opinions and the actual self-awareness, because this is really important.
Okay, so now I want to ask you, like, you say you don't read a lot of books. I want to ask you if you have to like name 3 people that you look up to who are like, maybe the best marketers or the best business people. For you, who are the 3 best people that you look up to, that you learn from, and then who are inspiring you?
Okay. So for sure, first one is Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary Vaynerchuk is the top entrepreneur in the world, and it's not like money-wise or like it's the guy is sharing value. He's sharing tons of value. He's sharing it for free, even though he's selling stuff. It's all like for free, and it's the game. He loves the game. He's loving the game. I feel really lucky to reflect myself on everything that he says, because the thing is that I am using so many stuff from Gary Vee, because I do not repeat him. I do not repeat Gary Vee. It's like I reflect myself so much. Actually found Gary Vee 3 years ago, not even, like 2 years ago. And when I met him, it was like, this guy is telling what I'm saying for the last 10 years, like being humble, being grateful, do work for free. I was doing work for free, and I knew it was good when I was 8 years old. When I met Gary and he was like, you need to do the work for free, this guy was talking what I was doing, you know what I mean? So if Gary Vee, like, he's doing what he's doing right now with the things that I also believe, I know that I'm in a good track. Other than that, Tony Robbins is a good motivational guy and has a really good story behind him, and it's great for you to just pump you and just make you find some pieces within, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't expect to say that, but I really believe it's really important, he's really important. It's Jim Quick. Do you know Jim Quick?
No.
No. So this is an Asian guy. Jim Quick is actually a brain coach. So this guy teaches you how you can learn faster, how you can read faster, and yeah, man. Okay. And I don't really watch this guy so much, but you're asking me like the valuable guys, and I truly believe Jim Quick is a tool, is a powerful tool. This guy is crazy. Gary Vee, Tony Robbins, and Jim Quick. Of course, there are many guys that you and other guys are following as well, but those are the ones that actually I have met in my life and I came across.
Okay, and so my next question now, if you had to name 3 softwares or tools that you've used for your business that's really helped you, starting your business all the way till now, if you had to name just 3 tools or softwares you could use right now that's really helped you, what would be your top 3 softwares that you're using for your business right now?
Okay, so do you want me with platforms and Shopify as well?
Your choice. Whatever you think.
So, first of all, I don't know. There is an app. There is a software called Xmind. Xmind. It's like the brain. Xmind. This is a brain mapping software that allows you to do different breakdowns. So you have a topic, you break down the topic, and you do different breakdowns. So this is one of my favorite tools because what I believe I'm gonna go through, I will say one and I will explain why, okay? So actually, this allows you to do reverse engineering. When you get a topic and you break it down, all of it, and you come to the very, very end, you are actually creating a map of all of your actions. You know what I mean? So when you have a business that you want to start and you break it down on all of the small pieces, marketing and and HR and who I need and what are the promotions, and when you break it down, all of it like small pieces, you have an actual map. You end up with having an actual map. You know what I mean? So Xmind is my favorite tool, not only business but in my life as well. Like even if I'm preparing for a presentation or for a speech, this is the tool I'm using in order for me to structure my thought. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Other than that, obviously ClickFunnels, I cannot like put it aside. It's our baby. ClickFunnels for sure. And something that we are working with right now, this is either Trello or Slack. Those two softwares are for you to communicate with your team and having like tasks and priorities and everything. Because when you have different projects and different stuff, you can't even imagine how chaotic everything can be. Because you just have something to do today, something else pop up, and you have to move. And if you don't have a schedule, a good schedule with tasks and micro tasks and micro, priorities and everything, you're gonna get less. So Xmind, ClickFunnels, and either Trello or Slack. Those three. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So I want to ask you, like, if you had to like tell people who are, just in the beginning of their phases in terms of starting business online, they're maybe at a job and they're doing something that's not like something that they dream of doing. They just do it to help their family, to pay their rent, to make their car payments, and they want to have a business that actually could relate to their dreams and what they want to do. What would you say to them to encourage them to try it out, like how you were doing it? You had a business, you had a job, you put the money in advertising. So what would you say to encourage them, who are in this phase, who want to get out of their phase of their job and actually start a business online?
So when you don't have money, you just need to find the source of money, okay? So if you have a job right now, at first you need to be grateful because many people do not have any job. So if you have a source that you are getting income, you need to be grateful at first, and you need to understand that you need to have to get some money in order to survive, and in order for you to start putting some of it, if you are able to do, in your business, okay? So for those that are working another job and they want to shift to their dream job, they need to understand one thing. We are being taught all those years that we need to work for 30 years in order for us to get on 50 years old and get our pension, okay, and live our life. So how people are not able to be patient to work 2 years, like 2 straight years all into that, and like eventually come shifting from the job that they do not like into getting into the job. You know what I mean? So it's, for me, it sounds simple. Of course, it's hard going through that day by day, but if you really want to shift, if you really want to change that, you have 2 ways. You either wait until you're 50 and you start getting your pension, if you're lucky enough to be alive up to 50 years old, and then you just have no work, you just have a passive income from the government that you can just put it on your business and then start, which is normal. This is how many people live their lives. Or if you just want to do it now, you probably may need a second job to do as well. If you don't have the money to live, you just need to find the worst job out there that pays you, like that leaves you, that make you live. You know what I mean? You stop buying other stuff that you don't really need, like no new phone. Man, this is my phone. This is fucking broken. You know what I mean? It's fully broken. No man, don't even laugh. Look at my phone. Can you see how broken it is?
Yeah.
Man, I'm not. Even though I have money, I'm not gonna change that. What do you mean? People make 700 a month and they go and buy the new iPhone. Why? having the previous one. Why? You know what I mean? 700, and you then complain that you not have money to put on ads. What do you mean? You just spent 700. You know what I mean? So for those guys that are working right now on a job, I want you to be grateful that you have a job at first. Then you need to understand that as long as you are not inside this job and you are not working, you need to spend all of the rest of the time into the thing that you want to start building, whatever it is. Like you have right now in 2020, all of the businesses are being built the same way. You just need to have the social media channels, all of your platforms to be present on all of them. You have Facebook, you have Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. You are all of those 4 platforms. You just respect all of the platforms. You just put daily content every day, more content and more content daily. You just put yourself or your products or building your brand. This is how all of the business need to do that. If you have money, you put some ads in order to advertise your offers. Or if you don't have money, you just go organic, or lead with talking with people, doing collaborations, talking with other small influencers, small guys. And okay, you cannot expect to go to speak to 5 people that have 100K followers and all of them are like, okay, yeah, let's work. Of course, you need to find someone with 2,000, with 3,000, start engaging, building a micro community. Then day by day, and as you are progressing with that, if you have the patience to do that, you are gonna start building something meaningful. It's one new hardcore fan every day. If you end up this year with having 6 hardcore fans, man, it's crazy. It's 600 people, hardcore fans that you can then sell them something. Okay. I'm coming with some examples which is full of organic. Anyway, so you do that stuff on the social platforms, on all those social platforms. You do not spend money on anything else. As we said, you do not buy cars, you do not buy phones, you do not go outside, you do not eat on restaurants, you eat noodles, you eat spaghetti, you eat burgers and stuff like that. Literally.
Like souvlaki.
You eat souvlaki, a lot of it. I have eat. You can't even imagine how many souvlakis I have been eating in my whole life to do that stuff. You know what I mean?
Awesome, man. So if people wanted to reach out to you, what would be the best way, and how can they, get more of your content and more of your stuff?
So you can find me. The main platform that I'm using is in my Instagram, which you can find me as Athan _NDV, AEHAN_NDV. So this is my Instagram account actually. So guys can reach out there. I have nothing to sell to you. You can only find fun, travels, some girls, and probably party. And tons of inspiration, tons of business.
Yeah, that's what I like about you. Like whenever I see your content, if you're never selling anything, you're just like promoting your lifestyle and stuff. So yeah, I'll be happy to include your Instagram handle at the bottom so people can reach out to you.
Thank you, man. It's nonsense for me to sell anything. You know what I mean? I have my shops. I sell stuff. Like it's really way more meaningful for me to sit here with you and you tell me, man, I got so much value today from that call, other than selling you something for 500. You know what I mean? The feeling inside my stomach and everything when you tell me that I got value out of it, I can't compare it with any sale that can come from this way. And I completely mean that, man. I'm having a friend of mine, which is a cameraman as well. He's now working like behind us. We are filming as well this, and in order to share this as valuable information, you know what I mean? I have nothing to sell, and it's nonsense. I mean, and I enjoy that.
So yeah, I really thank you, for explaining, your journey, some of the struggles you had, talking about your family, and also like encouraging people, like to make them realistic. Like this is not easy. It's simple if you continuously do it, but just like the way you broke it down and how you shared perspective, like being at a job for 50 years and then waiting until you get pension and then starting a business, or trying it out for now for a couple of years, obviously losing money, but you're on the process. For me, hearing that was very valuable, especially from someone who's doing it right now and has done it. So it just comes out really well when I can get that information from someone. So it has been really valuable for me. So I really want to thank you.
Man, it
Oh,
was all my pleasure, like for real. And I mean that.
awesome, man. So I have my last and final question. So this last question, okay. So imagine you're at home right now, and you have a safe, and to be able to get to that safe, you have a secret door. To be able to get into that door, you need to use your fingerprints, okay, your entire hand. And when you put your hand onto the wall, it opens up the first door. You go inside. Then there's a cage, and basically you have a key, and only that key is going to open up the second door. You open up the second door. Now you're at this chest, and sorry, a briefcase, and this briefcase has a combination. Only you have access to this combination. You put
Okay.
the combination, you open up the briefcase, and there's one document in that briefcase. So that document's going to have your secrets. Basically, if you're not here on this earth, on this planet, you're going to leave behind, some steps, some strategies, some tips that you can help, people who are your clients. Maybe you can help your family members if they want to start a business. What would you write on that document to make sure that they're successful, and you're able to leave that behind for them, for their success?
Whoa, that's a heavy question, man. Man, for real, I know this could be something strategical, but to be honest, if I learned something in my life, and it's something that I really mentioned many times in my life, many times in this call, the first thing that I would say to anyone, especially to my kids or to my grandkids and everyone, is never, ever, ever, ever listen to nobody, on what they have to say about their passion, about their work, especially if that someone doesn't know 100% of what's wrong behind your life. So I do not allow myself to have someone affect me if they don't know 100% of what's happening behind my life. I do not allow them to judge. So first thing, number one, never listen to nobody on what they have to say about it. Number two, always do what makes you feel good, okay? Always do those things, whether with still doesn't caring whether other people believe that's not good or believe it's not great to do. If you love collecting lighters or collecting pens, collecting that in the rest of your life, you gotta do that, okay? Number two. Number three, empathy. This is something that also Gary promotes so much, and I think this is kind of charisma and stuff like that. But if someone can develop empathy inside him and being able to feel happy with someone being happy, this is a gift. And this is something that I would wish to someone. Not only this is a secret, I would wish for them to happen. Other than that, like, let's go to more strategical secrets. I don't really know, but no, let's be serious here. So what I would say is that really every single money that you do not spend on your business, you just block this business from growing. If you just decide to buy something other than putting this money in the business, it's like a complete mistake. What can I say? Like, it's a complete mistake. I don't know, man. Like, it's you got me really off guard with this question. I could talk for the rest of the day for that with all of the big papyrus, the secrets and everything. But I'm telling you, like, just focus on you, man. If it was one thing that I could say to someone, just focus on yourself, man. Everything you can do money with everything. Like, the information is out there, the strategies are out there, the tools are out there. It only needs for everyone that listens to that to decide what they want to do. And this doesn't come from outside, doesn't come from other people, it comes from you. Focusing on yourself, what I want to do for the rest of my life, I'm going to do that. There are tons of ways to do money. I tell you, if you want to collect those pens, there are ways to make millions with those pens. You can make custom pens, you can make like other pens. There are ways to monetize virtually everything in this life. like everything. You just need to decide what is the thing that you can put 15 hours a day and go do that.
Awesome, man. So thank you for sharing so much value, so many tips. It's very inspiring having you. So that's the end of the episode. I want to thank you for coming on. So that's it, guys. That's the end of the episode. Way more customers, and talk to you guys on the next one. Thank you, Athan.
Thank you, man. Pleasure to have for having me. Thank you, man.